Hello everyone. As Trish has probably already said, my name is Brandon Sipes. I am a consultant doing conflict mediation and collaborative visioning. And Trish and the Wittenberg Center for Civic and Urban Engagement has asked me to come on and help with the strategic planning process for this after-school program. So I'm really excited to be doing it. I am from here in Springfield. I moved here about 6 years ago from Columbus. Became foster parents while we were here, just bought a house just up the street last year. Have really developed a sense of home in Springfield. So I'm excited to be here and be working with this organization and all of the partners that are in the room right now. I'll be very excited to see you. I'm sorry that I can't be with you right now. Currently, I think if I have my timing right, I'm on a plane somewhere or in an airport somewhere on my way back from Jerusalem, where I'm working on a conflict engagement project. So I am very excited to meet you all. I wish I could be with you today, but unfortunately can't be. So let me give you just a couple of things. One is a brief introduction of the work that I do, and the other is where I think this project is going to be headed over the next few months, just to sort of introduce you to that process. So first, my work. I spend about half my time doing conflict engagement, mediation, training. That's taken me to Europe, to the Middle East, to some other areas here in the U.S., locally, regionally, really working with all sorts of clients, nonprofits, educational institutions, healthcare institutions. In the Middle East, we're working on a project between Israelis and Palestinians, bringing groups together to find constructive solutions to the conflict there. The other portion of my work is what I call collaborative visioning. It's a form of strategic planning where we really get all of the voices in the room that need to be there so that we can develop a plan that's not just top-down, in other words, institutional leadership or governance dictating what happens, and not only bottom-up, in other words, not only the people that are most affected deciding what happens, but both of them. Both of those groups working together to really sort of vision out what's our future look like? What do we care about? Why do we care? And how do we want to do it? So those are the two main areas that I work in. And for this project, it'll mostly be that second area. The grant that this project has received is really focusing for the next few months on planning out the last 2 years of the project. So I'll be working with, hopefully, those of you that are in the room and probably some other voices as well, to do a strategic plan for this project. What I hope to do is bring in as many voices as possible, and I'll describe that in a minute, to really define what our goals are for this project, why we care about them so much, and how can we go about accomplishing them. So that's my hope for this project over the next few months, and we can get into some more details about how that's going to happen later on, but I just wanted to take some time to introduce that to you, to introduce myself to you, and tell you that I'm happy to be working with you. It's good to have some projects here in Springfield that keep me here instead of moving me all over the place, so I'm very thankful to be working with you and excited to continue on. What's happening next, in other words, what's happening right now in your room after this video is over, is the beginning of that strategic planning process. I've asked Trish and some others to lead you through a process this morning. I think this meeting is in the morning, where we begin the process of deciding whose voice do we need in this. What groups do we need to hear from in order to really build an effective after-school programming system in this city and in this county? So that's what we're going to start with this morning. You're going to be asked what voices need to be included in this process. They may be voices that are always there. So the leaders of the institutions that are offering these sorts of services, these after-school services, their voices are always in the mix, and they're necessary and needed. They may ask you whose voices are almost never here. Maybe we try really hard to get them and we don't hear from them. Maybe we haven't really thought of them yet, but they're really important to hear from. These may be parents of students that are in these programs. They may be students themselves. Maybe a third party we haven't even thought of yet, but who are those voices that we don't usually get? We don't usually get their input for this type of process. So that's the question we're going to start with today, and Trish and others are going to lead you through the process, probably about an hour's worth of work to really start getting some information in. Who do we need? And that's going to help me and Trish and others to design the next few steps to really figure out, well, if we know now who needs to be in the room, in other words, whose voice is in the room, how can we go out and get it? So that's what you'll be doing the rest of the morning, and I'll let Trish take it from here.